I might have overshot it. Oh, that's great right there.
I'm going to show you the 1938 Dodge and tell you how I got it, what I've done to it, and you know, everything right before I paint it. Wanted to show you know, all the metal work. So I got this car when I was 15. My mom called me on her way to work. She said there was an old car out for sale on the side of the road for $400. Naturally, that piqued my interest, so we went to check it out. Yeah, it was pretty bad shape. You know, all the fenders were off of it, doors weren't working, the thing was pretty rough. Somebody had messed around with it and tried to modify it, but totally failed, and that's how it came into my possession. So I offered the guy $320, because that's pretty much all the money I had at that time. And he took the offer, so I ended up with the 1938 Dodge Brothers two-door sedan. That was 15 years ago, so I didn't you know, have really the skill set to do the intensive metal work that this car required. So it basically just sat for a few years. Then, like, I don't know, 8 years ago, I really got into it. I built the frame, or the chassis, you know, the suspension. I had all that stuff in there, mocked up an engine. I chopped the top. I pretty much got it in its basic form. Fast forward till now, it's been sitting around in the back of the shop. It's been bounced around from place to place. You know, it's just kind of in the way. I got piles of parts for it all over the place. And now we're finally getting to the point where I think it's time to get it done and finish it and drive it. Because, you know, life's short. You got to have something. So let me walk you through it, and we'll see some of the modifications in more detail before, you know, it gets covered up and you don't see it. So let's go.
Yeah, and show us your Ford.
It's a Dodge. First off, I guess we'll start with the chassis. The chassis is Toyota Supra suspension. That's the control arms, the spindles, the brakes, the steering. All that is from a Toyota Supra.
Spindle?
It's that's front and rear. So in the rear, it's got a limited slip differential, independent rear suspension, the brakes, all that stuff again in the back is Toyota Supra. And that's a 1987 Toyota Supra. And basically what's going on with the frame, it's all tubular frame. So I basically made a jig to hold all the mounting points for the suspension and then built the frame around those mounting points. So now the suspension is bolted right to the frame. The body is significantly modified. There's a lot going on with that. To start with, there's 4 inches chopped right out of the top of it. A lot of times when they cut or chop the top, they'll splice it right here because they have to widen it, because obviously that's an angle, and when you lower it, it'll be off. But I moved the firewall in about 2 or 3 inches, so this smoothed in nicely and I didn't have to cut the top. That's a little detail. And in the back is sort of just reclined in, so that was okay there. And then I took 7 inches out of the bottom of the car because it was just a mess. It was all rusted, and there was other metal work in there from somebody else. It was just bad. So just cut that right out, and pretty much just cut up to the point where it was a clean metal. And then that's where I called the bottom of the car. You can kind of see in here a little bit of where it is now. So you can see the frame comes along in here, and this is tubing under here, and then it's sheet metaled. And then that's the transmission drive shaft runs straight through. And then the roll cage is all integrated in here and it's smoothed over. Pretty much modified the doors considerably to adjust for the firewall moving back in. And I had to change the hinges too, because I have exhaust there, so the door couldn't open in its traditional in the traditional way, because obviously the bottom of the door would have been down here and it would have hit the exhaust and it would have been a mess. So in addition to that, the fenders, because I changed the bottom of the car, I basically just picked the fenders up, raised those up about 7 inches, and then just in the back they're just welded on, in the front they're picked up. Pretty simple body modifications on there, not a lot, but just to keep it all together when you're cutting it apart is quite a challenge. I made the hood from scratch with an English wheel. Just formed it. The radiator has been reclined. because this before would have stuck straight up vertical. I have some Indian motorcycle headlights to go in here. They're a really cool teardrop shape. Yeah, so under the hood, we'll see how this opens up like that and sticks like that. It's running a built small block Chevy, nothing super high performance because I want this to be a driver, but I've had this motor for a long time too. And then it's got a T5 transmission out of a 1988 Camaro, so it's a T5 world-class transmission. Let's see, what else we got in here? We got stainless steel exhaust, so the headers I just bought, but from there I had to custom make them to what you see on the side. It's just a 1 into 2 Y with a flex pipe. All right, so in the back, as you can see, like I said, we just reclined this window back in. We didn't actually chop the back window. These cool little things I put in here, they're just, I added some there's some venting in there. And then there's a little LED light in each one of those for the third brake light. Back down here, these are Oldsmobile tail lights, which I kind of added in there. They're 1939 Oldsmobile aluminum tail lights. So they'll be cool. This is a stock 1939 taillight lens, and I'm trying to get something with a cone on it. That's cool, but it's not that cool because this is like a rocket shape. So it'd be cool to follow that point, you know, because we're going to keep with the pointed themes, you know. There's a lot of points because it's going fast, and this will make it faster. And those are 3/4 inch thick stainless steel. They're built in here on the frame, and they're basically for scraping. They're, because this car is pretty low, and the streets, you know, if you got a steep driveway or something you got to get into, you don't want the car to scrape and destroy the bodywork. It'll probably leave its mark in the pavement, but whatever. You can see some of the tubular framing that's going on. There's a 19-gallon fuel tank with the fuel filler here. So that's my car. I think I explained it okay. You probably have a lot more questions about it than I have answers. So for now, we'll just follow along and we'll see the progress of it, because within the next week, I'm going to start blasting it all apart and painting it and putting it back together. And you know, we'll try to document it, how it goes together. So, because there's a lot of parts on here that are not even on it yet. Okay, thanks for watching.
Subscribe. Feel free to ask your questions below in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer them.